Alright, hello wanderers! We are going to be playing Absent in the Rain. I don't know anything about this game, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. The following day after school, in the literature club room. I threw my bag on the desk and put my face down. I attended school as usual, but I couldn't focus. I managed to somehow make it though. And the morrow at night, 'twill rain again. Shall listen to your reply at the time. I would like you to fully consider it until then. I keep thinking about it, but I can't come up with an answer. Since last night, the serial murder case has increased the number of victims by 2. Maybe the Rain Ayakashi wasn't just talking crap? However, I can't betray Senpai. Seems she isn't human and is attacking people at night, even though the truth is unknown. It's still a shock that I can hardly accept. I want to talk to her, but I haven't seen her since our visit to the hydrangea garden. In the first place, the Rain Ayakashi is observing my movements from the rain. Of course, it would be a lie if I said I'm not afraid of the Rain Ayakashi. Even now, his gigantic gums keep flashing through my mind. That sight frightened me and made me feel powerless. I'm frustrated and scared. I'm definitely not going to cooperate, but when I think about what may happen to me, I can't help but waver my decision. My mind is in chaos. I can't think clearly. Could you be quiet? Demons keep making noise. I don't even know if it can be heard in the mic. What should I do? Shitaji-kun is dead. Wait, isn't that us? Aren't we Shitaji? Sudden sound at the door, followed by a voice I hadn't heard in a while, makes me turn around. Hi there. Hello, President. It's been a while. Right. How have you been? I've been okay. Your complexion tells me you're lying. Club President. She's as detached as ever. Do you have something to do here? Sure do. Want to borrow some books. There's a bookshelf in the corner of the literature club room. Club magazines there. The books brought in by club members are lined up so that anyone can read them freely. You came solo today? Yes. Somebody isn't here yet. How unusual. She's always the first to arrive. Maybe she's busy today? I wonder. It seems like she didn't come to school yesterday. Oh, earth-shattering. Even though she's the very picture of good health, a picture equipped with perpetually... My brain is not processing this. With a perpetual motion engine. Well, Senpai is always fine, though. She's not just fine, she's beyond admirable. She's like a monster. President suddenly stops digging through the bookshelves. She tilts her head and looks up at the ceiling for a second. Then she turns to face me and says, 80% of the time, mindless talk is what digs one's grave. You really dug yourself into a hole. I shot myself in the bed I made, and now I must lie on my foot. Wait, that's not how those idioms go. President nods, and then she starts rummaging through the bookshelves again. I can't quite figure out what she's nodding to, but something suddenly bothers me, so I ask her. Come to think of it, both you and Yukino-senpai have written for the club magazine before. That's taboo. Eh? Reading the club magazine inside the club room is forbidden. This is a pact among the members of the literature club to maintain our mutual mental well-being can save lives. Your life, for example? My life, for example. I see, so better not touch it now. Shitaji-kun, you should also be prepared. That was the wrong voice. The fate of writing in the club magazine is equal for everyone. Such a cruel thing. I see. After stuffing several books into her bag, she stands up and stretches. Are you going home? Yeah, I'm done with what I came here for. Good work today. When I stop her, who was already heading towards the door, she turns around. Wonder if it would be strange for me to ask a question out of the blue, but since I have already called out to her, I can't withdraw now. President, do you know why Yukino-senpai joined the literature club? I was never made privy to such information. Oh, so you don't know. Surprised by her answer. In addition to the particular wording, I'm taken aback because she doesn't seem to know a lot about senpai. Did you think I knew? She asked as if she read through my mind. I'm unable to read the emotions of the eyes peeking behind the glasses. Weren't you also in the club with Yukino last year? That's why I thought you would know. My words, she brushed her bangs aside. She seemed hesitant for a bit, but apparently decides to reply. I'm not interested in knowing such a thing. Or I pretend I'm not. Huh? If you're interested in someone, that means you want to get involved with said person, right? Tired of doing that, so I abandoned that fight. There's no profits, but also no losses. I don't want to bet on anything. I had no idea she felt that way. This girl. She seems very similar to me. Bane-chan is amazing. It's like her chips flow out endlessly. Even when she loses, the holes get filled again. Maybe that's how you eventually become rich. That's what it means to be worthy of respect. I understand what the president is trying to say, but is it really true? I'm sorry. Could it be that I've been saying weird things all this time? Isn't I really as invincible as the president says? Even if it's eventually filled, isn't a hole still a hole? Even if the pain disappears, isn't a wound still a wound? Well, I'm going. See you. Yes, good work today. She puts her hand on the door handle, but she suddenly seems to remember something and turns around. The club magazine. Why don't you take a look? I think Bane-chan wrote something. A club magazine? I'm surprised by her unexpected suggestion. Isn't reading the club magazine taboo? It's fine as long as it doesn't affect me. What a tyrant. I'm merely acknowledging my freedom and rights. And with this, I'm done here. Bye. And with that, she leaves. I'm left alone. As soon as the president closes the door, I take out the club magazine from the bookshelf. Looking at the table of contents, I see Senpai's name several times. As I approach the works one by one, I find a certain entry. Alright. Window by Yukino Akaban. I like books. I especially like novels. And I like looking out the window. No matter who you are, you only live once. No one can ever escape their own lives and go into someone else's. Sometimes I wonder if life is a bug cage. Everybody is trapped in insect cages, unable to go out and into the outside world. I felt that I have no choice but to keep all parts of myself within the cage. But there are books in this world. A book is at least part of someone's life. A book is a small outside world. So to speak, it's like a window into a human's room. Through the window, you can see the scenery outside. There is no exit from this insect cage, but there are many open windows, and I like to look out the windows. I'm still looking out the window from the literature club room. I'm dazed for a while. When I regain my composure, I think of Senpai. What kind of life did she live in her original world? How did she come to this world? I'm trying to imagine it. The sound takes me by surprise, and I turn around. It's the second time today that I turn towards the door after I hear someone's voice. There she is. Hello, Haruya-kun. Senpai. She comes in the room and stumbling and sits down in her usual seat. Her complexion looks noticeably bad. On my end, I hurriedly put the club magazine back on the shelf. Still, I don't think it's a bad thing to read the club magazine at the literature club. Haruya-kun, that's taboo. The club president said so, too. President? Did she come here today? Yeah, to borrow books. Aw, really? I'd have liked to see her, she said lazily, resting her hand on her chin. Wonder if her tiredness hasn't gone away yet. Feel free to read the club magazine. So it isn't taboo for you? Nope, I don't really care. I have already read what I wanted to read, though, so I don't take it out again. Instead, I sit at my usual chair. Are you not feeling well? Kind of. Been tired lately. For a second, she looked exhausted. However, she suddenly corrects her sitting posture. Hey, Haruya-kun. Yes? She calls out to me and speaks in a serious tone. Instinctively, I sit upright too. I, too, will sit upright. This is just hypothetical. If I had to leave here soon, would you be okay? What's wrong, all of a sudden? There's nothing wrong, but yesterday while I was resting at home, I had this thought. I was wondering what you were doing at school without me. I laughed to myself because I couldn't imagine you being alone in this room. Am I being rude? No, I can't really imagine it either. I see. I'm getting your stamp of approval, then I guess it's really fine. Is it even possible for you to leave? You love our literature club. Is that how you see me? That's what my intuition tells me. Your intuition is spot on. But, well, I think I could deal with it. I was alive and well before coming here, so I don't think it's some inseparable bond or anything. But I think the way we live keeps changing, and so do our needs. For example, cigarettes and alcohol for adults. They didn't know the taste of it as children, yet many can't let go of them when they grow up. Isn't it the same as our club? That's one way to explain it. She sighs. She gets up from her seat and leans against the window, with her back towards me. She continues talking. I have to graduate. Isn't graduation still some time away? That's right. Well, I'm getting a little sentimental, you know? Yesterday I lost my perfect attendance at both club and school. So I'm a little down. She looks back at me with a troubled smile. She said my intuition was good. If so, then surely this is a roundabout way of saying goodbye. It's just my guess, but she must have realized the situation she's in after being attacked by the rain Ayakashi. And, after thinking it through for a day, she'd shown up at the club again, after coming to a decision. She also most likely believes I know nothing. But she's wrong about that, as I've somehow been involved in it. I don't know everything, but at least I do know what the rain Ayakashi told me. Senpai. Yes? I have to answer her question. If you were to leave soon, would I be okay? That's what you asked. Oh, yes. Can you give me a reply? I can tell. First glance she looks like usual, but I can tell there's a hint of anxiety on her face. If you were gone, senpai, Oh, I get an actual choice? An hour, 30 minutes in? Alright. I will live on. I'll somehow manage. I don't know if I'll live a good life, but I'll at least survive. Well, occasionally remembering you. Remembering? Yeah. Not forgetting. Even if you're gone, I'm sure I'll be able to live on thanks to you. I will never forget you. So don't worry, I'll be fine. You won't forget. She murmured quietly, then laughed, troubled. I see. Harriet-kun is strong. Strong? Yes, strong. Uh, she lowered her face slightly and seemed to be thinking about something. Before long, she looks up again. Are you free tomorrow, after school? I lost for how to respond. Certainly don't have any plans, but it's doubtful whether I'll live to face tomorrow. I'm free, but I'm just hoping I can get through today. What's up with that? Do you have accumulated schoolwork to do? Well, something like that. Senpai doesn't seem to notice that my responses are vague. Then, Harriet-kun, please finish your homework before tomorrow. I've been feeling a little tired lately, so I want to go home now and rest. After we're both in perfect condition, why don't we head out to the station? You want to make memories before graduating? Feels a little hasty. It's important to seize the day. But haste makes waste. No, I want to hurry. The time I can spend wearing a uniform is short compared to the rest of my life. She picked up her bag and walked towards the exit. So, I'll be going home now. What about you? After a moment of hesitation, I answer. I'll stay a little longer. Okay. See you tomorrow. Senpai, I hope you get some rest today. Of course. Tomorrow's going to be a big day. Saying that, she left. I take a deep breath and exhaled slowly. If my breath had a color, it'd be a horribly clouded and dark one. I feel like I just said things I didn't mean, but to begin with, I'm not a strong person. In this school life, I haven't fully adapted to yet. This clubroom is, without a doubt, the place I belong. My senpai is my main conversation partner. The reason why I go out of my way to visit the clubroom every day is the expectation that she'll be there. If I lose someone who means this much to me, will I really be able to bear it? I'm not sure, but I believe I had no choice but to answer that I can do it. Otherwise she won't be able to graduate. She probably has no choice but to go back to where she came from. And when the time comes, I must not be the reason she can't take that step. That's why I must hide my feelings. However, that wasn't the only lie in our conversation. Hearing the phrase making memories before graduation, we both undoubtedly thought of the hydrangea garden we visited the other day. As if we had a pact, neither of us said anything about it. It's a memory that created a rift in our relationship, so I want to bury it in silence. That way, from the time we first met until the time we parted, our times together would have no flaws. There would indeed be some shaky moments, but overall, it would take the shape of a neat, clean line. I'm sure that Senpai, who isn't aware of the Rei Akashi approaching me, is thinking that. For this reason, I went along with her script. I have a bad habit of looking back on conversations. I pick up my bag. This is just my guess, but After school tomorrow, she will go out with me for the last time. Then she will return to her original world. Tonight, that's what I will tell the Rain Ayakashi. He came to bring her back, and now he can save the trouble of setting up traps. They can reconcile. For the time being, I will settle the matter. I think I've created a nice storyline where everything falls into place. Nobody can complain about this. Yes, nobody. With the club room behind me, I remember. Is it even possible for you to leave? You love the club. You love the literature club. I have to graduate. That's not an answer. I'm wrong. She never answered in the first place. No. Not answering is an answer in itself. My feet stopped. I started walking again. Said I could live on without her. Based on her reply, we both moved accordingly. Even though I didn't freely choose the answer, it will determine my future. I want it to end well. To achieve that, tonight's rain is the final hurdle I must overcome. God, time to do this again. Can I even do that twice? You're on time. Amidst the pattering rain, the stolen voice of the monstrous shark resounded. From under the umbrella, I watched its grotesque mouth move. The answer you have reached. Will you please let me know? I nod and take a deep breath in the moist night air. My heart is about to explode, a sickening chill down my spine. I felt I could lose my mind at any moment. Even though I wish I could put off answering forever, make up my mind and speak out. I have no intentions of cooperating with you, because there's no need to do that in the first place. Oh? Cannot seem to figure out what you mean. My apologies, but could you explain yourself in a manner that even a dullard such as myself can understand? He's both polite and rude. At first glance, you would think he would treat others like equals, but in reality, he's overbearing and provocative. Or provoking, whatever. I had a faint impression of his condescending attitude when we first met, but now it's reached its peak. I'm sure the Rain Ayakashi sees me as a foolish human being. My whole body feels like so oppressed, my skin tingles. I try my best to speak calmly. It's simple. There's no need to lure Senpai out and bring her back. She will probably come to you instead. Today I talked to her at school, though she didn't directly tell me. She mentioned graduating from school and leaving this place. I believe she set a time limit for herself to return to tomorrow. So, could you at least wait until then? She will surely come back to your world. You don't have to kill me because she won't... You don't have to kill me because she wouldn't obey the order to come back. She must have finally made up her mind. So why don't you go back to where you came from and listen to her side of the story? The sound of rain replaces my voice. Like a rock protruding from the surface of the water, the Rain Ayakashi stares at me without moving his eyeballs, and sinks into the ground for a few seconds. When he resurfaces, he begins to speak slowly, as if to comment on my opinion. Well, there are various things from your story that bother me, but I shall put them aside for now. I really hate the way he's speaking. However, there is a serious mistake in your statements that I cannot overlook. A mistake? Where? You seem to have misunderstood, but the reason I have come to this world is not to bring back Yuko no Akaban. By order of my master, I have come to kill Yuko no Akaban. She continuously refused her orders to return, so I said I would kill her for that reason. However, that does not mean I won't be killing her even if she does return. Why? Aren't you two from the same place? Sure, she's of my same kin, but it's precisely because she's a disgrace to our entire species that she must be killed. Revealing its true nature, the shark monster bares its teeth and becomes furious, so overwhelmed that I can't move. How dare a mere child of man speak so insolently? Did you even think of trying to convince me for Yukino's sake? The big splash of water, the figure of the Rain Ayakashi, disappears before my eyes. When I come to my senses and look around, searching for where he had gone. Why are we looking up? Feeling an unbearable pressure overhead, I instinctively put down my umbrella and look at the sky. Darkness. Cozy darkness, and endless deep darkness red behind the pure white teeth. Should have done this since the beginning. Hear the muffled sounds of splashing water. Did we just get dragged into the underworld? My consciousness returns from the darkness. I can hear the rain. Haya Ishitaji is here. The voice of the Rain Ayakashi shakes my whole body. I hurriedly stand up with a jump. Look around my surroundings, even though I feel like collapsing due to my hazy consciousness. Darkness all around. Can't see the shark. Looks like you just woke up. His deep, echoing voice makes my body numb. I can feel his voice enveloping my whole body, as well as the lukewarm feeling of a wobbly and swaying ground. I'm vaguely able to guess my situation. Inside the Rain Ayakashi's mouth. My eyes adjust to the darkness, notice a row of majestic teeth layering the top and bottom of my vision. And the shadow I can see from within is... Within his mouth is... This guy's life is precious to you, isn't it? Then I'll trade it for yours. Do you understand, Yukino Akaban? Or rather, Winged Ayakashi? Oh, fuck. Kabane Shir... You guys are gonna have to give me a minute to, like, sound this out before I try to say it. Kabane Shirayukihime, the deathly red-winged deity. Senpai! Don't be noisy. When I involuntarily lean forward to shout, my feet began to tilt. The Rain Ayashi has lifted the tip of his tongue. Harya-kun. Don't you move, Shirayukihime. For a moment, I feel the illusion of my body floating up in the rain. Ayakashi's angry voice. I somehow managed to avoid falling into the back of his throat, and the tongue finally regained its original flatness. Hey, Fuke. Do you really think that will work against me? Don't you know who I am? Of course. Of course I do. If I fight you head on, my odds of winning are slim. That's why I decided this approach. Apparently, you seem to have a deep bond with this guy. Even if you take a hostage, it would be easy for me to overwhelm you and recapture him. Isn't that right? Surely it'd be really easy, but I can crush this guy in an instant for taking you... in the instant it takes you to do so. Even if I die, there's still plenty of others who will take over after me. I'm nothing more than a vanguard. My life is being exchanged now. It doesn't feel real. A story about a world that I don't know about, and Senpai's stern voice that I heard for the first time. They seem like lies. Are you willing to die? I am here to fulfill my master's mission. To do so, my life and death are trivial matters. Rather, surviving despite failing my lord's mission would be the real death. My father sure is loved by his pet fish. One can't fight against blood, Is that the reason you two are quite admired by this guy here? The rain Ayakashi opens his mouth. Thanks to that, I can see better the scenery outside. In the middle of the rain and darkness, I see hints of the white light of the moon. The raindrops scattered on the trees and plants reflect the moonlight. The sight of the moon and rain droplets, drawing the color of the flowers in the darkness, is a sight to behold. Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's the hydrangea garden. It's an open space surrounded by flowers and plants. In all its center, a familiar figure stands. You're my senpai, right? Harriet-kun. In a complete change from before, her voice is terribly feeble. This seems to be the right moment for questions. Seeing a weakness in her, the Rain Ayakashi decides to attack. Haria. Is there anything you would like to ask her? I'm sure there's a lot you want to know. For now, I will let you say a few words. Did I get this wrong? Is this not a demo? This feels like I'm going through an entire story, and it wouldn't be the first time I made that mistake. Yeah, let me actually... Is this the full game? This is a full game. Alright. Alright, so that was my mistake. I fully thought this was a demo. I am not allowed to speak without his permission. Till now, it seems I didn't even have that right. I can vaguely read his mood. The arrogance of the rain shark is something to be admired. And so in his shrewdness, what he probably wants from me is to denounce her. Must be the motive behind cornering her like this. As long as I can see his calculations, I can't let myself be caught up in the Rain Ayakashi's plots. The pale moonlight shines on Senpai, and I can see her biting her lip and casting her eyes down. Can't hurt her, however I don't really have a clue what to say. Sorry, Harriet-kun. She speaks up first. I'm taken aback. I thought she was waiting for me to say something. I know I should have told you first, and I'm sure there are many things you want to ask me. First of all, what the Rain Ayakashi said is all true, not human. And it's true that I attacked people. I've been hiding my identity. That's how I deceived you. I'm sorry. I don't know how to face you. Does that mean you have a different form by chance? Are we about to see, like, some kind of blood harpy? That's what they are, right? That's the... Would it be, like, more of a blood version of a Valkyrie? Do Valkyries have wings? Is it just the horses that have wings? I don't remember. She said bitterly, confessing one's guilt must be painful. But honestly... Yeah, maybe she has strayed from the right path. But I don't really care about that anymore. I don't want to play the role of the executioner, like the Rain Ayakashi hopes I will. The one who can decree a sin as a judge. But I'm just the kohai of my senpai. And now, as her kohai, what I should say is... No, I was the one who deceived you. I really don't want to be away from you. I'm not a strong person. Senpai, even you aren't that confident, right? You actually don't want to go home, right? She had made up her mind to return, so I intend to give her a little push. But I didn't see these words of mine plunge into the depths of darkness. Why did you come to this world, senpai? Why did you enroll in our high school? Without waiting for a reply, I kept pressing for answers. With the momentary sound of rain in between, she started talking. I was raised by my father, like some sort of pet. I was confined in a room that was spacious but empty. No windows. It was like a bug cage. I spent my time without meeting anyone. That's why I wanted to get involved with someone, so I'd force myself to come here. But it was difficult. Just getting to meet people wasn't my goal. I wanted real bonds. I couldn't do it very well. Maybe it's because I'm not human after all. The deadline was approaching, so I thought I'd just give up and just go home. Meeting you just before the deadline made me want to stay here a little longer. I have harmed many people. I lost count of how many people I've troubled and hurt. My guilt is crushing me, and in the end, even you are in danger of losing your life. I really am no good. It's only right that I should disappear. That's not true. I always thought you were a great person. It's fun to get involved with people when all goes well, but when things go south or you make mistakes, it's really painful, isn't it? Even when faced with setbacks, you've been trying to get involved with people, and that's amazing. You kept trying again and again. You should be proud. The strong person is you, not me. Enough. Don't you hate her? My eardrums are about to burst from the anger of the rain, Ayakashi. You must be frustrated that things aren't going the way you wanted them to. But thanks to him, I've been able to say what I wanted to say. That's all I can do. She closes her eyes while listening to my words. For long, after a pause, as if she was trying to grasp the meaning of my words, she opened her mouth. Thank you. Her hand glows white. Her fingertips run across the nape of her neck. Senpai, all the things you just said, they are my salvation. They are my blindness. I can see it. Shining white fingertips engrave streaks of light on her body. White light overflows the cracks, as if a dam had been bust open. That's the future I can see with my own eyes. The long-awaited moment has arrived. She shows resignation. It's time to fulfill her wish. I manage an unexpected escape from the shark's mouth. Reina Akashi's momentary lapse of concentration is probably the only reason a mere human like me can escape from him. As I run through the wet grass, I shout her name. I won't let you do that! But I'm only human after all. Even if I can outsmart a monster for a moment, I can't take victory home. You bastard! The Reina Akashi immediately chases after me. Just before being eaten by the shark, I managed to say it. I want you to live. As a human, or rather as her kohai, I was able to at least say that much. The shark's body is filled with black water. I'm drifting inside the Reina Akashi, as if in a violently flowing night sea. There isn't enough oxygen. My consciousness becomes vague. The sensation of drowning or suffocating. My thoughts become faint. What's the meaning of my words? What kind of meaning can it have for her to be told to live? I don't know. The water is violently swirling. If the shark hasn't crushed me, does he still want to use me as a hostage? I don't know. I don't understand anything. In the midst of suffocation, my consciousness begins to be dyed with a feeling of floating out of place. I see something in the darkness. It's a white light. That must be my senpai's hand. I feel it clearly in the dark. It's out of sight. She grabs my body and pulls me up. She's kind of like a moth. That's cool. Or I guess a butterfly, maybe. I don't know. She's cool. My body floats in the air, or flying in the sky. You are senpai, right? I ask. Gasping for breath. Can't hide my surprise at the figure of the person who pulled me up. Long hair, white like moonlight, a jet black body with scarlet wings and an expressionless face. A beautiful and extraordinary figure, an existence unknown to our world. Yeah, I'm your senpai, Harya-kun. The voice that answers me is definitely hers. Curse you, bastards! He shouts angrily as he chases after us, black wire gushing out from one end of his back. It looks like he's been pierced. Senpai stops in the air while holding me and stretches her hand out towards the Rain Ayakashi. Rain Ayakashi, you said you're risking your life to fulfill my father's orders. Then I will bet my life here as well. Her fingertips glow white, drawing the wall between us and the Rain Ayakashi. Seeing that the shark is effectively blocked by the wall and crashes to the ground, she slides her fingertips onto her chest in a relieved gesture. Senpai, I'm alright. Don't worry. There's a thin incision in her chest. Then, as if her interior was filled with light, a dazzling beam of light overflows the cut in her torso. The light bursts out as if to split the night sky, but its power gradually weakens and eventually disappears as if it were an eye closing its eyes. Shiryukahima, what are you? I've returned the lifespan I have stolen into the sky. Now I won't be able to stay in this world for long. I will return to our original world. Neither the Rain Ayakashi nor I seem to follow. However, she continues regardless. Rain Ayakashi, your job is no more. Can you go home first and prepare for when I come? Are you insane? Even if you return now... I got distracted. Even if you return now, you won't be spared. I originally intended to kill you, so it's probably too late now. Rest assured, I don't have time to be... I don't have the time or the strength left to attack people anymore. Saying so, she descends to the ground, so silent that the fight from a moment ago seemed like a lie. Battle is over. The Rain Ayakashi is stunned, but eventually grits his teeth and mutters something. It sounds like a throwaway line, but I can't catch it. Damn it, that was kind of funnier than actually putting a throwaway line, if that was intentional. Before parting, he glared at me and says, Haruya Shitaji. Yeah? I am returning this. Can't take this filthy thing home with me. Saying that, he spits out the umbrella I was holding when we were at my home. It's thrown open and bounces on the ground. Wonder if this is an auto. No, that is... Oh, wait, does it spin? I'm easily distractible, I'm sorry. Leaving the umbrella as a souvenir, he sinks into the earth. Silence. I can hear the rain. Where I know it, Senpai has returned to her human form. For a while we stand side by side. My mind isn't working properly. An empty hydrangea garden. I look down at the ground. She has her eyes raised at the distant night sky. We're drenched in rain, both silent. When I turn around to look at her, she gently hugs me. Surprised and confused, I hug her back. Both of us are soaking wet, and that's why her warmth is transmitted to my skin. Harya-kun. Yes? I'm so glad. Yeah, me too. Yeah. I'm glad, senpai. We've been doing that for a while now. When we separate and look at each other. We're soaking wet. Match. I ask her while I pick up the umbrella the rain Ayakashi spat out. So, what do we do now? Yes. What should I do? Whatever you decide, I'll be with you. Of course, because you're my kohai. This is right. That's exactly right. The amount of distance is just right for a relationship. For now, you won't be able to go home unless we leave the hydrangea garden. And that would be a problem. Oh, I know. Hydrangea senpai comes under the umbrella that I'm holding, and she says, "Let's go home together, under a shared umbrella." Yes, let's do that. Also soaking wet? Oh, also soaking wet, that's my reply. She changes her appearance into her Ayakashi form, lightly hugging me. Her red wings glitter in the dark. Red wings melt into the darkness. We take off to the sky, and after a short night flight, we land. We're at high school. We're at the already closed school gate. We're about to return from the journey that seemed long, even though it was fleeting. Through the darkness, she looked at the school building from the school gate. I sit next to her, staring at her face. She's graduating, I realize. Sorry I made you wait. Let's go. Are you ready? Yes. She nods. We must get going. We turn our backs to the school building. I do it a little faster than senpai, who's still lingering. And so, we start our final trip back home. How was it? High school life. I have a lot of regrets, but looking back, I think it wasn't bad. Do you have a favorite event? I do. Culture and sports festivals are really good. They're lively, and just being there is a lot of fun. Can you do sports? I wonder if I can. Both my body and my senses are different from yours. Oh, this is kind of unfair. My body is a pretty short-lived one, so forgive me for that. What about you? Not really. I'm an indoor person. I was also an indoor Ayakashi. Senpai, how is life in your original world? Life there isn't very good. It's like being put inside of a bug cage. We live in a confined space, and every day follows a fixed procedure. The most valuable thing for my family is to endure the routines, ensure that the routine isn't interrupted. It'd be pointless to argue about pros and cons of that. It simply doesn't suit me. I really am sorry for being such a lacking daughter. I don't think I have the right to meddle with your family matters, but it's not that you're lacking, it's just not fitting for you. That's why you came here. And there must be others who like this kind of curiosity and courage as well. Your words aren't too convincing. Don't get carried away. Can I? Actually, I don't really mind. As I was saying, I'm sure there are people in your world who can appreciate and accept you. Although I don't know much about that world, so I'm sorry if I said something off the mark. No, I won't. Thank you. Perhaps I came here without knowing much about my own world. I want to find a better way to live. What about you? What kind of life will you live after I leave? That's... well, I can't imagine. Will I still participate in the club even if you're gone? I think I'll get bored. Honestly, it doesn't feel real. To me, it's like tomorrow you'll still show up in the club room like usual. But I won't be coming back. I won't. Right. And that's why the present is most important to me. Your present. Hey, Haruya-kun. Yes? I want you to call me by my name. It was... Kabane? Not that one. Yukino-san? Oh, wow. What's with the reaction? Nothing. It's just... such an amazing feeling. I wish you could have called me by name sooner. It's embarrassing though, so maybe not. Or rather, Haruya-kun, you don't have what it takes. I'm your senpai, so I can tell. You wouldn't be able to keep it up for even an hour. I can only hold back the embarrassment now because I'm about to leave. Oh, but I'm always very talkative. Could it be I'll become even more talkative when called by name? Yukino-san. Yes. Please don't leave. I'm sorry, I'm being selfish. Please forgive me. No, I won't. I will never forget you said that. For the rest of my life. Yes, for a lifetime. Hey, Haruya-kun. Let me say one last thing. What is it? Perhaps you're a little timid when it comes to speaking out. However, I want you to know that your words can be of help to someone. I hope you won't forget about that. Thank you. I will never forget. For the rest of my life. For the rest of your life, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. Senpai? What? Can we meet again? I want to, but I can't say more than that. Is that so? But, well, yes. Perhaps I'll come again. On a rainy day. On a rainy day? I was under the impression that happy things like reunions happen on sunny days. It's fine if it's sunny, but we're parting ways on a rainy day. So we should meet again on a rainy day too. As the continuation of today. Oh, that's nice. We'll meet again. Meet again. Maybe one day. Far in the future. Our relationship will continue forever though. And that is for sure. Then I should remember to bring an umbrella. No need. It's okay if you forget your umbrella again. Because I'll definitely bring one to pick you up. I turn around, the sound of pouring rain. Absent. Person who should have been here. She isn't any longer. The hand who was holding the umbrella is gone. For a while the cold rain hits me. Senpai once again said she liked walking in the rain. I can understand that feeling a little better now. I also finally understand her a bit. Just a little bit. Before long, along with the rain, I began to walk home alone. I look up at the sky while getting wet from the rain. The night is far away. The night is so far away that I feel like I can almost touch it. Since then, damage caused by the murder case has completely stopped. According to the police investigation, victims all had criminal records, had bad behavior, and or were in trouble with someone on the day they were killed. For the time being, the police investigating the murders under the assumption they were work of someone acting as a vigilance. I'm not going to say anything about this. It's a fair assessment of the perpetrator. Everything that left a trace of her has disappeared. It disappeared as if she had never existed. I go to the club room. She's not there. Her seat is empty. Even the assumptions and perceptions about her have been rewritten, and nobody remembers her. The photo of her I took at the hydrangea garden the other day has disappeared from my smartphone. Memories are the only thing I have that retains any vestiges of my senpai. Everything and anything that left her traces has been lost. And even my memories are gradually vanishing away by the rain, becoming faint, thin, and vague. Even if I write down her name on a piece of paper so that I won't forget it, the next day it will be blank. Even written memories are lost. I'm the one who spent most of my time with senpai. There's no way I would be affected by the law of coherence. However, I was still trying to resist, but then I lost track of what I was fighting against. I forgot that I was even fighting. The world went back to normal, with one exception. At some point, I had a photo on my smartphone that I didn't remember taking. First glance, it looked like a cheap prank, but I don't know why I would be saving such an image. Didn't even remember the other person's name. But seeing that name makes me feel nostalgic. It was making me cry when I say it out loud. Why? This person must have been very important to me. No. Even now, she's the most important person to me. I'm sure I'm alive, thanks to this person, and I'm living for her. Every time it flashes white. Alright, well that was the end of Absent in the Rain. I will say right off the bat, like, I'm liking the music right now. I wish there was more music throughout the game. There was a lot of time that it was just very silent, you know? And that's not even counting the fact that I totally didn't forget to turn my mic on at the beginning. Or, like, make sure that it properly worked. The story was a little hard to follow, but I feel like that might have been more translation errors than anything else. Just from the slight oddities in word choice. Oh, it was a really small team, dang. But I definitely enjoyed it. Alright. Honestly, I really enjoyed that. It was a little hard to keep track of everything at times, but the story was good. It was, like, thank you for watching. If you liked it, make sure to stick around, join the Discord, check out the game. Do all of the— oh, thanks for the follow. I totally didn't just get startled by that. If you didn't like it, I don't know why you're still here, but thank you for sticking around, you know? Either way, goodbye.